the queen of the burning spear. An empire in flames. The night air smelled of blood and burning wood. The kingdom of Ithuma had known peace for decades, but now, war loomed like a shadow. Queen Nyasha stood atop the palace walls, her long dark braids swaying in the wind. Her sharp eyes traced the horizon, where a thin plume of smoke rose from a distant village. The enemy had begun their march. Elder Mzuri, the kingdom's high seer, approached, leaning on his carved staff. His voice trembled.
My queen, King Jandura's forces have burned 3 villages already. His army moves with unnatural speed.
Nyasha's jaw clenched. She had heard of Jandura's cruelty. His men were not just soldiers, but monsters. Warlocks, giants, and warriors clad in iron.
What does the divine spirit say?
Mzuri hesitated, eyes full of sorrow.
The only hope for Ithuma is the burning spear. If you do not claim it, Ithuma will fall.
Nyasha took a deep breath. The burning spear was no ordinary weapon. It was said to be forged by the gods themselves, hidden in the cavern of fire. No one who had sought it ever returned. She turned to her warriors.
Summon my horse. I ride tonight.
The journey to the cavern of fire. Nyasha rode through the darkened plains alone, her black stallion galloping beneath the silver moonlight. Her royal guards had begged to join her, but this was her burden to bear. Hours passed before she reached the mountain of the gods. The entrance to the cavern of fire was hidden within, guarded by spirits of the past. As she stepped inside, the air grew thick with heat. Strange whispers echoed around her, voices from beyond the grave. The walls pulsed like they were alive, and ahead, a bright fire burned, illuminating an ancient altar. On the altar lay the burning spear. Its shaft was made of black obsidian, and its tip burned with a golden fire that never faded. But as she stepped forward, the fire roared to life, and 3 ghostly warriors emerged from the flames.
Only one who proves herself in strength, spirit, and sacrifice may wield the fire.
Nyasha took a deep breath.
Then let the trials begin.
The trials of the spear. Trial of strength. A massive warrior, 10 feet tall, emerged from the fire. He carried a battle axe the size of a tree trunk. With a roar, he swung at Nyasha. She dodged just in time, rolling beneath the strike. The ground cracked from the impact. With lightning speed, she leaped onto his back and wrapped her arms around his throat. She squeezed with all her might until the giant collapsed into embers. The flames swirled, forming a mirror. Nyasha's own reflection stepped out, her twin moving in perfect sync. Nyasha clenched her fists.
You are weak. A woman cannot lead warriors.
I am not just a woman. I am Ithuma's shield.
She lunged at her reflection, striking it with all her strength.
To wield the spear, you must give something in return.
The image shattered, dissolving into golden light. Before her, the flames formed the image of her kingdom, standing untouched. But beside it was a vision of herself, strong, powerful, yet alone. She realized the cost. If she claimed the burning spear, she would become more than a queen, she would become a legend. And legends walked alone. With a heavy heart, she whispered,
I accept.
The fire surged, wrapping around her. But instead of burning, it filled her with power. When the flames cleared, the burning spear was in her hand. Its golden fire flickered at her command. She had passed the trials. The war begins. The next morning, the enemy arrived. Jandura's army stretched across the valley like a black sea. War drums thundered. His warriors, clad in iron and bone, stood ready. Warlocks whispered dark incantations, and massive beasts, half man and half lion, growled in hunger. Nyasha rode to the front of her army, the burning spear crackling in her grip. Her warriors looked at her with a mix of awe and fear. Jandura rode forward, his golden armor glistening. His deep voice boomed across the battlefield.
Surrender now, woman. Kneel before me, and I will spare your people.
Nyasha lifted the burning spear. Its flames blazed, turning the sky golden.
I do not kneel, I conquer.
She held the spear. It streaked through the air like a comet, striking Jandura's war chariot with an explosion of fire. The enemy ranks broke into chaos. The clash of metal filled the air. Nyasha moved like a storm, her spear cutting through warriors with ease. Every swing sent waves of fire across the battlefield, igniting the enemy's weapons and armor. Jandura's warlocks unleashed dark magic, sending shadowy beasts against her. She met them head-on, her spear burning through their darkness. Suddenly, Jandura himself emerged, wielding a massive flaming axe.
Your fire is nothing compared to mine.
Their weapons collided, sending shockwaves across the battlefield. The battle raged for what felt like hours. Nyasha and Jandura fought fiercely, their weapons clashing like thunder. But Jandura was growing desperate. His swings became wilder, his breathing heavier. Nyasha saw her moment. With she drove the burning spear straight into his chest. Jandura gasped, eyes wide. Flames erupted from within him, consuming his body in golden fire. As he crumbled to ash, the battlefield fell silent. The enemy warriors, seeing their king fall, dropped their weapons and fled. Nyasha stood tall, the fire of victory burning behind her. The legend of Nyasha. The sun rose over Ithuma. The battlefield was now quiet, the war over. Nyasha's warriors surrounded her, chanting her name. She raised the burning spear, its flames glowing brightly in the morning sun.
As long as I breathe, Ithuma shall never fall.
And from that day forth, she was no longer just a queen. She was Nyasha the Unburnt, the queen of the burning spear. Her story would live forever.
I call hamba peso.